So, making a list for the new 125cc restoration project. Right, let's get into this one. RevelatorAlf. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. So this video is all about the new acquisition that I made in the last video, and I eventually got it back home. It is the Rieju Marathon 125 Super Motard, but I'm going to turn it into an Enduro bike. Anyway, I've been making a list of things that need attention. When I first went to view it, had trouble in starting it. Got it back here, I've taken the seat off, and literally all I've done is tighten up the battery terminals, which were really loose, and it fires up no problem at all. So hold on, let me show you. It says broken key. Also, I need a new ignition barrel. Yeah, I think it could be more than just battery terminals on that. I think it could be a stick-in relay or the starter. Anyway, that's something to investigate. But a little list already. Chain needs sorting out. Way too slack, might need a new chain. Looking at the sprockets, they also need closer inspection, front and rear. Let me show you. Still a bit of life left in those, I think. But chain... yeah, chain guard is snapped, so whether I put another one on or not, I'll see how I go with that. Plastics, electrics all need looking at as well. I'm going to possibly get rid of this tail tidy here and put the original on. I don't know, it's kind of only held on with bits of cable tie, so I need to secure that properly. Also at the front, let's get to that. Clutch here, really stiff. Need a new clutch lever as well. So clutch cable, clutch basket all needs attention. Front brake here, yeah, that's I think that's in better days as well, so might need a whole new master cylinder, whole new brake assembly, so that's going to require bleeding. Rear brake as well, that's going to need attention. The engine does run, as you've heard, and I have quickly ridden it, as you saw in the previous video. I do need to get it out of the workshop and just go up and down through the gears and actually see if there's any problem in the gears. I know there's a clutch engagement issue, but also I think there are gear issues as well, which I think third gear, I was told that it's a bit suspect. So that could mean, well, that will mean a total strip down of the engine as well, which I'm expecting. The engine is kind of okay, it's running okay, but it's everything's a little bit loose. It's very noisy. The exhaust is blowing, but it's not even attached properly at the head. Let me just show you. Very loose, very noisy. So that's that. The forks here, they're fine, no issues there, but I think I'm going to strip those down and have a good look at those. But one thing that is concerning me, or it's not concerning me, I've kind of noticed, you're not going to pick this up on video, but it's... Can you hear that clicking sound? Basically, that's the steering head bearings. They're completely shot. So they're going to need changing as well. The ignition barrel here, need a new one of those. I might need a new clock or a speed sensor as well. So that's pretty much just to get the bike what I will call roadworthy. So pretty much got to go through the whole bike. And that's even before I start to do restoration. So I do want to make it a rider. I do want to make it so I can have a bit of fun this year. So I'm going to try and address these issues first, make a few videos about that. And then what I'll do, I'll come back to it, probably take it off the road and then strip it down, right down to the frame, and do a full restoration on it. These Riejus, or Rieju's Marathon 125, they've basically got a Yamaha WR engine 125, so that's all good. I'm just downloading manuals right now. I'm getting manuals up for that engine and the rest of the chassis. Most of it is pretty much, you know, easy to understand. It's very simple, but there's quite a bit of it to fix all at one go actually right now. So I'm going to look at that. and then get back to you. But there we go, that is the list so far. Quite a substantial list, so I'll have to start scouring for parts. So I have found quite a few places here in the UK that do lots of parts for these bikes as well, which is fortunate. In fact, I did a bit of research before I actually went and bought it to see how easy it was to get the parts. So I was confident I'd be able to get them, so that isn't an issue. But it's really tatty. It's not that old. It hasn't got many miles. It's less than 8,000 miles, but it's tatty. It needs a lot of TLC. But I think it'll be a decent enough bike, certainly for hitting some trails. It won't be a show bike or anything like that, but it'll be a decent bike to cover that. So the other thing obviously is to turn this into a trail bike or an enduro style bike, is to address those wheels. And just a quick heads up on that, there are two ways of doing this, I suppose. So first of all, they're both 17-inch wheels, which is a bit small for enduro wheels. Usually you'll have something like an 18 on the back and a 21 on the front. As they're 17, I might be able to find some off-road tires or some dual sport tires for 17-inch. I'm looking at those right now and see if I can. There's still a little bit of life on those, so if I go out on the dry on trails, I'd be absolutely fine. But once they've worn down, I'll be looking at that. Or then I go for an 18 and a 21 at the front. I'll have to source those wheels, some spoke wheels, some enduro wheels, and put some good old enduro tires on it there as well. I won't really be riding this on the road that much, in all fairness. It's mostly going to go on the trails. It will be road legal. I'm just going to hook it up to the back of my pickup and drive it to wherever I need to get to, or any short trails around here I'll just ride it to. But anyway, that's for the future. The first thing to do is to get this bike top to toe, front to back, seen to, and address all the little issues I'm going to find, which I'm sure there's going to be loads. But at least I've got the engine running, which it wasn't running when I picked it up. So I've got the engine running, and it's running okay. So that's one thing. I know there's an electrical issue I need to address, but before I started any work, I wanted to get the engine running and hear how it sounds. So that's definitely a plus. So that's a good thing. I know I can go into the other things now and address those, but I do think I will have to strip that engine completely down, get to the gearbox as well, have a good look through that. But that's to come in future videos. Anyway, lots more coming on this, I'm sure you will agree. But there we go, not too bad for a couple of £100 here or there. Yeah, throw a couple of £100 at it, I think it'd be a decent bike. 125cc, really light, really low power. Don't need a lot of power for off-road riding. Certainly trail riding. I'm not going to be jumping off rocks or anything. I'm just going to, go along some trails and just enjoy myself. But I always wanted a really light bike, and a 125 has got enough power, and also really light just to pick up and throw around. And it's great. And look, I can even pick this up with one hand. There you go. Look, see? Almost. It's a bit difficult doing that and holding the camera. Anyway, catch you on another video. Lots more of this coming. Let us know if you want to know more about this. What I'm planning to do is not necessarily show you the full restoration of this, but pick out certain elements and discuss them and show you as well, like gearbox issues, and maybe addresses some welding, maybe some electrical, that kind of thing. The forks, rebuilding the forks, steering head bearings, I'll probably do a video about that as well. But all that kind of stuff which you can apply to any bike, really. Right, catch you again. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share, check out the website, RevelatorAlf.com. Lots of information there on these kinds of bikes as well, and loads of other bikes as well. Just go for the petrol or electric and just search for the manufacturer, and you'll find lots of specs for all different types of bikes. Oh yeah, and the Harley Davidson stuff is all still there as well. I haven't forgot about the Harley. Oh no, the heroic Harley is over there in the garage, waiting to be ridden on this fine day. Ta-da!